Hello there, and welcome to a mini-theory video that sort of follows right after Alex Bale's 7th SpongeBob Conspiracy theory video. Now, okay, this video is actually sort of like a special message to Alex Bale himself. If you're watching this, I recommend you watching this because I noticed this, I think like a month after you uploaded your 7th theory. And that theory being the robot invasion theory. Basically, okay, first of all, if you don't know who Alex Bale is, he makes these SpongeBob conspiracy videos. They're really good. They're 100 times better than any other SpongeBob conspiracy video I've ever seen. He's really good at researching every episode, the wiki, and just like the shorts, everything. He's really good at it. However, there is one thing that he didn't mention in his 7th theory that I thought of a month after watching that theory. I'm just like, oh my god. And so, lo and behold, this is my mini theory. This is sort of like SpongeBob Conspiracy number 7.5, basically. This is not official, however, Alex Bale, you should watch. Anyway, this is the Two Patricks mini theory. And yeah, if you think that I'm gonna go really hard with the art, you thought wrong. This is gonna be as cheap as I can. This is not gonna be that great of a video as Alex Bale's. However, this mini theory is gonna be very interesting. So basically, okay, before I start talking, I need you to watch Alex Bale's 7th SpongeBob conspiracy theory, aka the robot invasion theory. Basically, he covers a bunch of, Alex Bale covers a bunch of stuff that involves robots and plankton. Okay, you know how plankton builds robots, right? Well, there's a theory that he's secretly building a robot army to turn everyone into robots in the future. Oh, actually, here's another theory that, or not a theory, but like just a thought. If in the future everyone gets replaced by robots, what happens to plankton? Like, does the robots betray plankton? And I don't know, because he's like not in the future as we've seen in any future references in SpongeBob. But okay, back on topic. He then, Alex Bale then says that Patrick himself has been made part robot already. Like, okay, seasons 1 through 3 has Patrick just himself, like his normal body self. There is nothing wrong with Patrick at all. But there is one episode that Alex Bale mentions where he thinks that Patrick has been turned into part robot. Actually, you know what? Let's have Alex Bale explain this.
So, I kept track of these two different types of moments, and it seems like after season 3 is when he suddenly switches from pretending to be smart to actually having these smart moments. And this switch perfectly lines up with the season 4 episode, Patrick's Smarty Pants. In this episode, Patrick falls off a cliff and gets his head knocked off. SpongeBob accidentally replaces his head with some brain coral, which makes him become a genius.
I find all this laughter to be highly illogical.
In the end, they switch back to his normal head, and Patrick goes back to his usual stupid self. But take a closer look at the scene when he first puts on the brain coral.
Here's your head.
Now, Many people have interpreted these gears with cobwebs as a metaphor for Patrick's brain never being used until now, but these gears are not from Patrick's brain. His brain came off during the fall, which means these gears are entirely from the brain coral. And at the end of the episode, when they remove the brain coral, we can still see the electrical plug attached to it. We are no longer seeing a metaphorical representation inside of someone's head. We are seeing this plug from an outside perspective. The brain coral is just like the Whirly Brains, a robotic device that plugs into your brain to control you. Isn't it convenient that Patrick just happened to land next to a pile of coral that looked identical to his head? Is it possible that Plankton saw this as an opportunity to add another victim to his robot invasion? But after Patrick removed it, he went back to normal, right? He completely stopped Plankton's plan, right? Well, one season later, in the episode Sing a Song of Patrick, Patrick attempts to use his brain again, and we see the exact same gears inside of his head.
Come on, you stupid brain! Work!
The creators went out of their way to recreate the exact placement of all the gears from the brain coral, which means the head Patrick put on at the end of Patrick's Smarty Pants was not—
Oh, also, if you notice, in this scene where we see the brain coral gears,
from the brain.
The gears turn one way. However, in the broken brain coral head, the gears are turning another way. Just want to point that out.
Creators went out of their way to recreate the exact
gears turn differently.
placement of all the gears from the brain coral, which means the head Patrick put on at the end of Patrick's Smarty Pants was not his head. It was another piece of robotic brain coral. But it seems like, for whatever reason, this brain coral isn't as effective as the first one, and he's only able to have rare moments of genius. In the season 12 episode SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, Patrick has another one of his smart moments.
Oh, would you look at the hour? It's almost time for me to take SpongeBob on that tour so you guys can decorate his house.
But this moment in particular is very interesting because Plankton is actually there to witness it. And take a guess how Plankton responds to him.
I guess even a broken moron can be right once a day.
He calls Patrick a broken moron because he knows Patrick is a broken one of his experiments. And if you still don't believe me, in the newest episode of season 13, The Goofy Scoopers, we get this scene.
This stinks. I wanted to go backstage for an autograph.
Plankton was here.
Okay, so I think you've all gotten the point of the Patrick Smart Pants plot, as well as the theory that Patrick is part robot. Now, okay, yeah, it's a good theory. I like it. It is pretty convincing. But then you think to yourself, if Patrick's head came off when he fell off of the cliff, and SpongeBob replaced it with brain coral, and then they took that brain coral off and replaced it with a broken brain coral, thinking that's his head, then where's his real head now? I'm actually kind of surprised that Alex Bale hasn't really mentioned this yet, or even thought of this. But yeah, where is Patrick's real head? If his real, like, if that's not his real head that's back on his head, then okay, I bet you're thinking maybe Patrick's real head is still around the brain coral. Maybe his real head is still sitting there in Jellyfish Fields? I think that's where it's at, where the brain coral's at. It's still sitting there next to all the brain coral, just forever, I guess. That is, until you consider taking starfish logic into this. And what I mean is, Patrick's head is not there. Anymore, at least. After Patrick's head came off, it walked away. Yep, this is the point now where you guys think I'm crazy. However, I have proof that Patrick's head is gone and has walked away. You know why? Because of regeneration. Don't believe me? Well, why don't I show you an episode from Season 7 of SpongeBob called Karate Star. Now, in this episode, SpongeBob basically teaches Patrick how to use or do karate, basically. That's it. But then Patrick goes on a karate rampage, and he eventually destroys a grocery store? Yeah, a grocery store. With SpongeBob in it, and he thinks that he killed SpongeBob, I think. Or he, like, hurt him, basically. And this is what he does next.
No! I'll never forgive you! But don't worry, SpongeBob. I'm a sea star. My limbs grow back. See?
Hooray for regeneration! I thought you gave up chopping.
Oh, I did. Unfortunately, we sea stars have limbs that grow new bodies. Hey-ya!
So yeah, that basically... Actually, now that I think about it, I think instead of there being two, I think there's actually 3 Patricks now. One Patrick who is part robot, another Patrick, and then another that's karate choppy happy. So there's actually, you know what, forget what I said, there's actually 3 Patricks in SpongeBob. So yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. So basically, Patrick teaches us that starfish have regeneration abilities. I think you get where I'm going now, right? Okay, basically, what I'm saying is, after Patrick's head came off after he fell off the cliff, and SpongeBob and Patrick put the brain coral on, my theory is that Patrick's head regrew into a new Patrick. One who is not part robot. So there are, I guess, okay, we're not gonna count the karate Patrick because I want to keep saying 3. I want to keep sticking to 2. So there's a Patrick, which is the original Patrick, who has replaced his head with a broken brain coral, and then another Patrick who has no robot parts to him. It's just another Patrick. However, now, okay, this makes sense. However, there is one problem with this theory. We have not seen another Patrick. Except for the karate chop, but like that, the karate chopping Patrick came from Patrick's hand, and so there actually really is 2 instead of 3. Maybe. But yeah, I guess, I mean, we've never seen another Patrick in SpongeBob. We've only seen 1. Not counting the Karate Star episode. So yeah, sorry, I basically just wasted your time in a way, but hey, it was a good theory, mini theory. Sorry, just gonna have to end it here. Thank you all for watching, and well, this is the end of the video. I have nothing else to say. See you later. Yeah, you guys already know I'm doing the Alex Bale thing. Basically, if we look at an episode from Season 5 called Spy Buddies, and, well, okay, I'm gonna have to explain this a bit. In the episode Spy Buddies, it's basically just a spy episode. SpongeBob and Patrick have to see what Plankton's up to and make him not steal the formula. There was a whole crabs versus plankton fight, but it was actually plankton was actually crabs in disguise, while plankton was in disguise as crabs, like as a bet. And then in the ending of this episode, this happens.
There's just one thing I don't understand.
What's that, Letty?
That.
And then the episode just ends. No explanation as to why there's two Patricks until now. This Patrick, we don't know. One of them has a broken brain coral head, and the other one is the regenerated Patrick of Patrick's original head. Remember, Patrick Smartpants came out on Patrick Smartpants is a season 4 episode. Meanwhile, this episode takes place in season 5 of SpongeBob. And that is the two Patricks mini theory. Hope you all enjoyed. Alex Bale, if you're watching this, hope you enjoyed. Anyways, goodbye.